Hi. Welcome back to both of us, I guess. It's been, almost 2 years since I put out a video rather than a video. So, we're gonna be exploring that together, I guess. Well, first of all, you may have noticed a name change. I'm no longer going by Brownlow Books. I'm now doing Reader in a Dangerous Time, which is also where you can find me on Instagram. And I guess Threads, but I don't really yeah. So, I thought we would do something fun. I went to a used book sale almost 2 months ago. I think it was that long ago. It's been sitting here since, unopened. So I thought it'd be fun to see if I remember what I got, if I'm still into what I got, because, used book sales, I'm a little less discriminatory on what I'm picking up. It's proof positive behind me here. So yeah, I figured we would just, explore this bag together. I'm gonna put it on the floor though, because it's heavy. So first up, Mistakes We Never Made, Hannah Brown. Never heard of it before. No memory of this whatsoever. Oh, I hate when the back is the entire fucking photo of the author. Hate it. Hate it. You're trying to sell a book based on who this is. Who the fuck is Hannah Brown? Never heard of them. From the Bachelorette star, I instantly no longer want this in my house. So that can just... Wrong way. There we go. That'll sit there. I have no memory of that. At least the cover looks fun. Next up, Tools of Engagement, Tessa Bailey. Picked up clearly just because it is Tessa Bailey, who I enjoy from time to time, but I'm not obsessed the way some people are. I don't think I'm obsessed about anything the way most people are. So, yeah, fun little Tessa Bailey read. I was like, sure, why not? Let's give it a chance. There it is. Next we have... My brain blanked for a second there. Under Major Domo Minor. Patrick DeWitt, Canadian author. Got the little Giller Prize. Long list. Sorry. Long list Giller Prize. But Patrick DeWitt, good Canadian author, will pick up. That's definitely why I picked this up, because I've definitely never heard of this one before. So, I am trying to read more Canadian this year. Then I read a fair amount of Canadian. I'm trying to read more Canadian. I'm trying to fulfill some CRTC requirements, as if I had them. The Only Good Indians, Stephen Graham Jones. So, I went to this book sale with a friend, and we kind of both spotted this book in a box underneath the table at the same time. And I went, oh, as she bent down. And I was like, oh, it's hers. It's hers. And then she's like, there's two of them. I was like, yeah. So we both have different editions of the same book, which is fun. There's lots of different editions of things. Sometimes you get fun stuff. Sometimes you don't. We actually had no disagreement. She was like, I'd like that one. I was like, cool, I want the other one. So that was even better. Don't fight with your friends over books. We went with Behind Closed Doors, B.A. Paris. Again, just a name I pick up when I see, but somehow I don't think I've ever read there's a smell of that book. I don't think I've ever read one of the books before. So, that's fun. How many are on my shelf? Good question. This is not alphabetical, obviously. I don't fully know. Next, I have... Now, I don't normally say the title. The Maidens. I don't know how to say this. Alex Michaelides? I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I just finished reading The Silent Patient not long before picking this up. For going to the sale, so I picked this up. Now, it is indeed a library copy. I normally don't fuck with library used books because They're usually just more of a hassle to clean up than I'm willing to put in. But it was the only copy there. It is a hardcover, so I was like, yeah, let's just fucking do it. Which leads to The Fury. Yes. You know, obviously picked up for the same reason of, yes, I would like to read more books by this person. So, we then move on to Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. Now, I have been hoping for years that I could listen to this as an audiobook because I've seen some of his stand-up, so I know the kind of voices he does, and I was like, I feel like that's what's happening here. But it is an Audible exclusive. And ain't no fucking book money going through Amazon for me, okay? Not a fucking chance. So I finally bit the bullet and just picked up this used copy I found. That's a really tight spine. This might be unread. This might be unread. Little shelfware. Might be unread. So yeah, I finally picked that up thinking, at least now it's in my orbit. Next up, we have Warlight. Again, another name I'm not 100% sure how I'm supposed to pronounce. Michael. But Canadian, right? Anyways, that's again why I would have picked it up. There's a note in here. What? Cannot read that. That looks like notes that they maybe have something on the book to say. Pay it forward. 7 years is enough. Cobb/Cobb. Elevated Conversation Ken. And that's on a Remax Representatives notes. And then, I don't know, maybe a note from the back. I don't know. We'll keep that in the book. And we'll see if it lines up with anything, because that's the kind of thing that I like to do. I like to see, it's why I'm opening all of these. I like to see if there's little notes in them, right? It's fun. We move on to The Capital of Dreams. Heather O'Neill, again, Canadian, has been on the killer lists and the Canada Reads lists, and Lord knows what else she was. That's fun. She was even what do they call them? A champion on Canada Reads once. Look at this. That's fun. Championing, what did she champion? The Future. She championed The Future, which was an okay book. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't like, I'm dying to tell people about this. There's probably a video review of that on here if you go looking. The Future. All right, next up, The Greats, Sylvian Pronome, translated by Jessica Moore. I think Canadian. It is French, but I think it's something out of Quebec, not out of France. There's a note in there that I can't read. Was that Pour Merlin avec un solo de... That's all I've got. Signed by the author. 22/10/2017. I'll post that up on my Instagram if you know French. Please help me. My French is not the best. The best is not. Alright. A Perilous Undertaking, a Veronica Speedwell mystery by Deanna Rayborn. I think this is actually the second in a series. I picked it up hoping that the first was there as well and did not see more by like this kind of thing going. And so I've ended up with a second without a first, I'm pretty sure. Which is always fun, am I right? So, yeah. Thought it looked fun, picked it up, went with it. Alright. The Country Will Bring Us No Peace. Matthew Simard. Translated by Pablo Strauss. I get the impression that this is Canadian, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it came out of a Canadian publishing house. Because it says Coach House Books Toronto, and I don't think that's a very... And, like, it's got the Canada Arts Council, so, like, that means it's Canadian, right? So, to Papa, to you I dedicate the first of my books that you will never read. That was his audience, or lack thereof. So yeah, I liked the cover. It was like going out to the country. Things are weird. I was like, yes, into that. I'm good with that. We move on to History of the Rain, Niall Williams. No memory of what this is about, but Irish. So we move on to If I Lose Her, Brienne Somerville. Never heard of this author before. Was just like, this looks like a good little thriller kind of thing, you know, the domestic thriller. Very bright spine. Actually, there was like 8 of these books. Like this exact copy, there was like 8 of them. And so I'm wondering if they were like ordered for like a book club who then didn't have enough members or something, so they just donated them, or if it's like maybe the author's like hyper local and these were like bad cuts or something, some kind of something wrong with it. I don't know. It was weird. And that was not the only book like that, but the other books that I saw like that I was not interested in. But yeah, there was some like no name kind of books that I've never heard of this person in this book before, and it was just like, here's 9 of them. So we have Fates and Furies, Lauren Groff. Generally, just picked this up to enjoy the cover. I was like, this is a nice cover. I enjoy this. I have no idea what it's like. Every story has 2 sides. Every relationship has 2 perspectives, you know? But it's 2 grams, a little heart, and then a little H. It's probably a kid. It's really cute and a little sad. Unless you've got, you know, a real prolific reader of a grandmother. We move on. The Lighthouse Witches, C.J. Cook. I just loved the cover. And I feel like I've seen it being talked about before and just like mentioned really positively. And again, I think it's Irish. It is. Dublin. All right. So like that was an extra bonus of that as well, because in addition to reading more Canadian, I am tending towards Irish things a little more than I used to. Especially as I am learning Irish. My Irish is probably better than my French now, if we're being honest, and I don't like that. It's getting precarious. Good thing there's only 1 book left. Unreconciled, Family, Truth, and Indigenous Resistance, Jessie Wente. So, obviously, I always start in the nonfiction. So, there's that. This book has, the flap, marking a spot. And a section highlighted. Let's see. About land acknowledgements. Land acknowledgements are exactly what they sound like, a recognition that you're visiting someone else's land. It's very much how Indigenous people tend to introduce themselves. Name, nation, maybe family. It's a way to contextualize yourself so that everyone can understand where you're coming from. For non-Indigenous people, it serves as an effective reminder of the history of the place they occupy, their relationship to it, and the obligations that should come with sharing this land. A land acknowledgement is a statement of relationship, and it should be underpinned by an actual relationship in order to have any real meaning. Unfortunately, in practice, they've now largely become performative and perfunctory. A token nod to a relationship that doesn't actually exist. That's how I feel about land acknowledgements these days. Everyone's like, we're acknowledging the land we've reconciled. And I'm like, bitch, no you haven't. You're just a white bitch in a fucking office going, guys, before we start the meeting, can we just like acknowledge where we are? Yeah. It's something. So anyways, that is what I ended up with at the used book sale about 2 months ago. I think it's a pretty good haul. Like, things I'm interested in, things that are a little, you know, off the beaten path. Or just, like, from other Canadian authors that I want to continue to read. And just, it's a good mix of stuff. I'm eclectic. So, thanks for hanging out. Like and subscribe if you want. God, it feels weird saying that after like 2 years. Okay. I am on Instagram, as I said, Reader in a Dangerous Time, if you would like to follow there as well. Hope you have a great day.